To understand what happened on that sweltering August morning, we need to understand the family at the center of it all. Andrew Jackson Borden was a wealthy businessman, a former undertaker turned property investor, known throughout Fall River for his considerable fortune and his considerable frugality. Despite his wealth, the family lived modestly in a house without modern conveniences that other families of similar means enjoyed. Andrew's first wife, Sarah, had died in 1863, leaving him with two daughters, Emma and Lizzie. In 1865, he married Abby Durfee Gray. The relationship between the stepmother and stepdaughters was strained at best. Lizzie, in particular, reportedly refused to call Abby mother, addressing her instead as Mrs. Borden. Beneath the quiet respectability of this New England family, resentments simmered for decades. On the morning of August 4th, 1892, the Borden household was in its usual quiet routine. The family's maid, Bridget Sullivan, was washing windows. Emma Borden was away visiting friends. Lizzie remained at home with her father and stepmother. Sometime between 9 and 10:30 that morning, Abby Borden was struck repeatedly in the upstairs guest bedroom. Approximately 90 minutes later, Andrew Borden was attacked as he lay on a sofa in the downstairs sitting room. Both victims suffered devastating blows from a hatchet-like weapon. Andrew sustained 11 wounds. Abby sustained 19. The brutality was staggering, and yet the killer left behind almost no physical evidence. Lizzie claimed she had been in the barn during her father's murder, searching for fishing sinkers. When she returned to the house, she said, she discovered his body and called for help. But her account contained inconsistencies that would soon draw suspicion. Police found no bloody clothing, no murder weapon they could conclusively link to the crime. Lizzie's behavior in the days following the murders raised eyebrows. She was seen burning a dress in the kitchen stove, which she claimed was stained with paint. Investigators also noted that Lizzie had attempted to purchase prussic acid, a deadly poison, just one day before the killings. On August 11th, Lizzie Borden was arrested and charged with both murders. The trial began in June of 1893, and it became nothing short of a national sensation. Reporters descended on New Bedford, where the proceedings were held, filing breathless dispatches to newspapers across the country. The prosecution argued that Lizzie had the motive, the means, and the opportunity. The defense countered that no direct evidence linked her to the crimes. Her inquest testimony, riddled with contradictions, was ultimately ruled inadmissible. The all-male jury deliberated for just 90 minutes before returning a verdict of not guilty. Lizzie Borden was free, but she was never truly free. She and Emma purchased a grander home in Fall River, which Lizzie named Maplecroft. She lived there until her death in 1927, largely shunned by the community that had once been her home. Emma, too, distanced herself from Lizzie in later years, and the sisters became estranged. The case has never been officially solved. Over the decades, alternate theories have emerged. Suspicion has fallen on Bridget Sullivan, on an illegitimate brother, even on Emma herself. But none have gained definitive traction. What endures is the mystery. Lizzie Borden's story reminds us that justice and truth are not always the same thing. Sometimes the past refuses to give up its secrets, no matter how many times we ask the question. And perhaps that is precisely why, more than 130 years later, we are still asking it.